Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we are discussing a question that continues to spark interest, debate, and hope across the Muslim world. Can the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, known as the OIC, deploy forces to Gaza? With the ongoing conflict and the worsening humanitarian situation, many are looking toward the OIC as a body that represents the collective voice of Muslims. On paper, it seems like a powerful organization with influence, but in practice, the reality is not so straightforward. To understand this, we need to look deeper into what the OIC is, what it can do, and what challenges stand in the way. From the outside, the OIC presents itself as a huge global entity, with 57 member states spanning Asia, Africa, Europe, and South America. It is the second largest intergovernmental organization after the United Nations. Its size alone gives it a certain credibility and diplomatic weight. Whenever global issues concerning Muslim populations arise, the OIC is expected to step in, whether it be condemning actions, calling for ceasefires, or passing resolutions in support of affected communities. In the case of Gaza, the OIC has consistently voiced support for Palestinians, criticized Israeli military actions, and called for international intervention. The image of an Islamic bloc capable of deploying forces is powerful and appeals to millions who feel that Muslims need to act collectively in defense of Gaza. However, inside the organization, the situation looks very different. The OIC does not have a standing army, nor does it have a structured defense framework. Unlike NATO, it is not a military alliance, but a diplomatic forum. Decisions require consensus, and reaching that consensus is often extremely difficult. Member states have diverse interests, political alliances, and foreign policy orientations. Some countries are closely tied to Western powers, others lean toward Russia or China, and still others try to maintain relations with Israel itself. This division makes joint military action nearly impossible, even if there is agreement in principle. When we consider the performance of the OIC, history shows that it has largely focused on diplomacy rather than direct intervention. It has issued countless statements of condemnation, organized summits, and raised the Palestinian issue at the United Nations. It has provided humanitarian assistance, and in some cases, coordinated aid deliveries to Gaza. But when it comes to actual deployment of troops or direct military involvement, its record is non-existent. Performance-wise, the OIC functions as a political platform for expressing solidarity rather than a military actor. In terms of safety, deploying forces to Gaza would be extremely risky. Israel has one of the most advanced militaries in the world, with air defense systems, intelligence networks, and strong backing from the United States and other Western allies. Any OIC force entering Gaza would face immediate confrontation. Beyond the battlefield, the consequences could be catastrophic, potentially triggering a wider regional conflict involving multiple countries. Safety concerns are not limited to soldiers, but also extend to civilians in Gaza, who could find themselves caught in even greater violence. This risk is one of the main reasons why OIC states prefer diplomatic pressure and humanitarian relief over direct troop deployment. Even so, the OIC does possess certain unique strengths. Symbolically, it represents the collective voice of the Muslim world, and that symbolism carries weight. If the OIC were able to form even a symbolic peacekeeping or protective force, it would mark a turning point in how the world perceives Muslim unity. Such a move could demonstrate moral and religious legitimacy, showing that Muslim nations are willing to act, not just speak. Its ability to invoke the protection of holy sites and humanitarian obligations could provide a unique justification for involvement, something Western alliances often lack, but the cost of such an action would be extremely high. Militarily, countries would have to spend billions of dollars on logistics, training, coordination, and equipment. Politically, they would risk sanctions, diplomatic isolation, or strained relations with powerful allies. Economically, weaker OIC countries would struggle to sustain such an operation. Price would not only be measured in financial terms, but also in political capital, global standing, and long-term stability. For this reason, many leaders hesitate to push the organization toward a military path. In the end, while the desire for OIC forces to protect Gaza is strong, the reality remains that it is unlikely. The organization lacks the structure, the unity, and the resources to make it happen. Its power lies in diplomacy, symbolic unity, and humanitarian support, not in direct military intervention. Still, the very fact that people are asking this question shows the deep frustration within the Muslim world over the suffering in Gaza and the perception that not enough is being done. Perhaps in the future, the OIC could evolve into something stronger and more capable. But for now, its role is limited to statements, aid, and diplomacy. The dream of OIC troops in Gaza remains just that, a dream, powerful but distant.